Hey guys, thanks so much for coming out to the Mission Masterclass, Design and Deploy Your New Info Results Business. And info results to me really means information that's going to bring results, that we are either using our expertise or borrowed expertise or borrowed knowledge or our knowledge and experience. To me, none of that really is important. All that matters is that we can help somebody get a result. That's the primary focus. And then tonight, we're going to dive into some things that are going to allow us to really achieve that, I believe, in a better way than's been done by a lot of folks because of the motive of why we're doing what we're doing. And so if we can get that extremely targeted, then we're going to be able to find out how we're able to get, really focused and really on fire with our business. All right, so our journey tonight, here's what we're going to be doing. Let me lay it out really quick. I'm obviously not going to be speaking with an accent at all, so hopefully you're able to understand all of my terminology. For a Southerner, I talk a little bit fast for a Southerner, but not fast for the rest of the world. So I think we'll be all right with that. We're going to be interactive. I'll have some times when I'll ask you some questions, and I want you to type those into the Q&A box, and that way I can read those off. I can see where we are and make sure that everything's clear, and also just get your feedback on different areas to make sure that we're tracking and that we're online. Now, I've got a ton of slides tonight, but we're going to be moving really rapidly. What I'd encourage you to do is make sure you're taking notes. Like I mentioned already in the pre-show, that you've got to make sure you've got your paper out, your pen out, you're taking notes. Everything will not be on the screen. So you've got to take those notes down. And then when I'm moving rapidly through some points, make sure you're writing those down. I'm not going to stop and go back and repeat things along those lines, because here's what we tend to do on a webinar. We tend to have Facebook open, Twitter open, things like that. And then we miss stuff. And then we say, hey, Paul, I missed X. What was that again? Here's the deal. You can do Facebook all you want, and you can do Twitter all you want, but I'm not going to repeat anything. We're just going to keep moving all the way through. Hopefully that's all right. Type yes if it's all right. Awesome. Good, good, good. Okay, so what I'm going to give you tonight is going to be the straight truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. That's not my nature anyway. We're going to talk about how to work from the right motive. We're also going to create a framework for you that you can use immediately to create a great business. At least it's what I'm using. I've found to be successful, and I hope that it'll be successful for you as well. So let's get rolling. What we want is a meaningful online business that you can't wait to share, and where you make more money. And this is one of the facets for me that I realized for years, and maybe nobody's in the same boat, but I was starting businesses when I went through a time period that I'm going to share with you in just a little bit. I was starting businesses that I really didn't want to tell anybody about, that I wasn't proud enough to tell my friends about it, or I wasn't proud enough to tell associates about it. Because I felt like, I was just trying to do this thing to make money instead of saying, I'm going to create this meaningful business, not just following somebody else's techniques or ideas or concepts, but I'm going to create something that's meaningful that I can't wait to tell other people about. All the time, when people say, well, I don't have a list, I go, why don't you put it on Facebook? Well, I don't want to put it on Facebook because if I do that, people will see that I'm trying to sell something. Well, if we're afraid that somebody's going to see that we're selling something, it means that we're not fully invested and fully convinced that we're supposed to be doing this thing. If it's something that we're in love with and we believe in, we're going to tell people about it. We're not going to keep it to ourselves, and it's not going to be a secret. Number one, we want to have impact. I believe that you showed up tonight because you want to make a difference. You want to make an impact in your community, in your online community, in your business community, in the lives of those who your customers, your clients, and that's number one for us. Now, number two is income. But here's the deal. Almost everything out there stresses income first. And I know it's important. And I hope my messages this week haven't seemed like Paul's all into, poverty. I'm not at all. I'm definitely into profit. But when that is the primary focus, then it can become challenging for us what our true reasons for doing something is. The way that we write, the way we project, even the way that we create products is slanted when we're doing it just for income rather than impact. So when we go through the impact filter first and then hit income, it radically shifts. Now, I know most of you guys are thinking, well, I already do that, or that's what my focus is already. But it's not if all you've been purchasing is products by folks who made income or money the priority, because they're teaching you a system. And I don't think this is wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's wrong to teach a system that focuses on money if you are money focused. One of my best friends is a multimillionaire and he is focused on money. He's a businessman and he strives for that dollar. Now he gives away about 60% of his income to help orphans. So I love that he's profit focused, but I'm not that motivated by money and maybe you're not either. And here's how we find out. If you've ever had a job in which you were making money that paid the bills, but you weren't happy, then money's not your motivator. That's as simple as the test is. Because if money is your motivator, you don't care if you're doing something that makes you happy or not because you've got money. If money's your motivator, you'll do stuff that you hate in order to make the dollar. But if meaning's your motivator, if impact's your motivator, then that means that you want to do something that you believe makes a difference and that hopefully you enjoy at the same time and you make money doing that. Right. So hopefully we're all in the right place tonight and that makes sense to you. And you're going, yeah, that's me. I think that's a big, big key. Kim said, I made good money at my corporate job and I hated it. Listen, guys, if we find that it's hard for us to keep making that dollar with something that we hate, that's why if we're following the processes of the guys and the girls who focus on the money first, their whole principles, their whole teaching, their whole process is based on that. So it's very difficult for meaning people, for impact people to apply the lessons of money people or income people and do it effectively for us. It's just a little bit of a disconnect for us. And then finally, independence. This is what a lot of us want. I want to be careful with this word because often what's taught is that you want to make enough money to do what you want when you want. That's not the true meaning and impact way, because what we really want is the money to do business the way we want so that we can impact more and more lives. If it comes down to, I'm just trying to make enough money so I don't have to work and I don't have to do anything, that shows that you're not impact focused either. It really comes down to really tying in with what we want to do and how we want to be able to connect. All right. So what do you think has been holding you back? This is interaction time. Type this in. What do you think when you think about your business, you think about online, you think about where you are and where you want to be, and you may be doing well, but you want to do better, or you may not have really gotten kick-started yet. What do you think is really holding you back? And I won't read your name, but I will read your answers. The first one that came through was clarity. The second one that came through was a clear strategy. The third that came through is a lack of focus. I always hear that you can either make an impact or money, but both, I don't see the rest of this here, but I'm thinking, but both is hard to do. Mindset, getting clients, so much confusion. One is saying that you can't do both income, impact, and income. Consistency, finding the right people, lack of confidence, mindset, having a strategy, afraid of ripping people off. I tell you, that's a huge barrier that's out there right now. And if you're impact focused or meaning focused, you don't even have to worry about that. It never even crosses your mind. Not knowing where to start, finding a clear niche in my sweet spot, fear of judgment. Great, great, great answers, guys. Thank you so much for sharing that. And there's more that are coming in. We're going to keep moving, but I love that most of the answers here were about finding clarity, about finding strategy, a couple about fear of judgment or fear of looking like we're ripping somebody off or giving that appearance of salesmanship or something like that. Maybe not feeling like we're good enough. We had another one that just came in that said imposter syndrome. I think that we're all there. And I think that as you heard those answers and those replies, I bet a lot of you feel like, wow, okay, I felt that thing too. I felt the thing that I put in. I felt the thing that they said. All right. We're all there. I don't want you to feel that that's unusual or that it's different or that it's abnormal. It's not. And it's especially not abnormal if you're searching for meaning and impact and not just money and income. Another one came in, said, being sure that my content will make money. Approaching things the old way, which I know is profit focused and just never works. So why infopreneurs fail? Now, this is not an exhaustive list, just a quick route of three. Number one is chasing. is that we tend to always chase that next thing. Now, we can call it whatever we want. If we want to call it the whole shiny object syndrome or whatever, that's fine. I don't care what we name it, but it's that we're never satisfied with what we're doing right now because we don't believe in it or don't believe it works or there's a missing component or everything's not fitting together. And so we keep chasing, and we usually chase the thing that was hyped up the most or hoped up the most or seemed the most amazing or was the final breakthrough, because everything else we've tried already is not really working. So we keep chasing, we keep running. Burnout happens to a lot of infopreneurs. One, because we may be just pouring out our heart and content, not feeling like we're getting the results that we want. Or we're trying to do everything ourselves in this unclear avenue. We're overwhelmed, or we feel like there's so much to do, and we just get worn out. And then finally, a lot of people just disappear. I've got lists that go back probably 10 years, email lists. And it's amazing the number of either bounces or not connected, and that could be just a switch in technology or just not interested anymore. Or I tried that. I get those emails all the time. Paul, I've already tried this stuff. It just doesn't work for me. So it really hits and people just disappear. So we've got to make sure that we're focused and we're on fire and we're doing what we need to do. So why do you think so many people struggle? It could be the clarity that we've already mentioned, but just give me another quick hit really quick. Why do you think so many people struggle? No clear system, no step-by-step, no quick success, focused on doing and not being. That's a little bit philosophical, but it's big time. No focus, lack of technology, no vision, running after bright, shiny objects, a lack of belief, of not believing that I can do it. It's too broad. There's a lack of initiative. Definitely too much info, too many steps that muddy the waters. A lack of clear, profitable plan. I need my plan to be profitable. It might be a waste of time. And not sure what market or niche to choose. And we're going to be hitting on that a pretty good bit tonight. Good sales letters. Oh, yeah, good sales letters. Have them buying stuff they don't need to buy. Overwhelmed, not making money. Great stuff, guys. So 4 signs of a broken system. If you're taking notes, hopefully you just wrote down the 3 reasons that people fail and added your own 4 signs of a broken system. And first, what I'm going to do is tell you my story of how I actually started, how I got success, how I got seduced, how I got sucked in, and how I got sidetracked. And the reason I'm telling you this is that some of you have probably been in a very similar position, and maybe you've not found success yet. You just had the seduction, the suck in, the sidetrack, but I actually had success first and then immediately tried to derail myself right after that. So here's really my background. My background is that I'm a speaker. It's what I do. And it's what I've done from really age 12, was paid to speak by the time I was 16, a full-blown, quote, professional speaker by the age of like 23, 24. So this is what I did. And then people ask me, hey, can you teach me to speak? And I was like, no, I don't want to. They want to do it one-on-one. So I wrote a book about it. And I started selling the book and I started selling training, and it was going great. I was like right in my wheelhouse. So I was having a blast and I was really enjoying it. I've also been in ministry most of my life. Since the time I was 18, I've been in ministry in some form. And so myself and my youth minister that I started with at age 12, when I turned about 21, we started Teen Life Ministries. And I am now, 46. So it's been around a while, right? So we started this site, and we did this just a handful of years ago now. This is a membership site for youth ministers, and it started rocking. Again, I'm right in my wheelhouse. I'm doing what I know how to do. I started getting seduced. Man, I started seeing all the ads. I started seeing all the money. And so money started to creep in as my priority. Now, I was already making money. I want that to be clear. I wasn't just simply chasing the dream, I was living the dream. So all of us are susceptible. I don't know if that gives you hope or makes you scared, but free webinar event starting now. How you can make $1,820 to $2,543. Check this out, man. I saw all these numbers, all this money. Discover the secret. This reformed gaming addict used to generate 12,000 bucks in a month. It requires zero setup costs, no prior technical knowledge. We see these things all the time, right? Well, I saw these. And at the time, this kind of headline was kind of new. So I was like, what in the world? This is amazing. People are making a lot of money out there. I can make even more money. Hey, there's nothing to figure out. You don't need fancy design skills. And check this one. Heck, even a 70-year-old grandma could get started right away. It's that simple. Woo! I've got to have grandma beat. 21.2 million page views, and that's just two of my sites. And I forgot what this is called in marketing, but basically you start thinking, well, I don't even need 21 million. If I just got a million, if I just got 500,000, man, I'd be on track. So I'm seeing all these numbers. I'm pretty excited. A free webinar reveals an easy six-figure business model you can run from home, even if you have zero skills. Now, listen, I'm from Alabama. Zero skills speaks to my people. I'm thinking, wow, what's this mean? No product, no traffic, no website, no database, no PPC, no service to deliver, no selling or no copywriting, no SEO, no Facebook marketing. I mean, you got nothing. The way that I usually frame this is that if you've got a piece of tinfoil, you can get you the internet and the money just start sliding right into your pocket, right in the back pocket of your overalls. This is the way that it was framed. And I started thinking, I know how to do this stuff. I'm doing it. I'm smart enough. What would happen if I started doing all this cool new stuff? That sounds right. But I ended up just lost. I ended up trying a bunch of different things and just ended up way out of my league. So number one, these are the four elements, four signs that the system is broken. And if these ever describe you, then you're working with a broken system. Number one is you felt defeated. I work from my house, but I wasn't even enjoying it. Isn't that the dream? Hey, I'm going to work from home, work when I want, do what I want, blah, blah, blah. But I was defeated because I went from this success and things working to things not working. That was defeating to me. So I got this feeling of overwhelm, of defeat, and maybe you felt that at times. Number two, I was discouraged because I thought that I'd had everything figured out. I was doing pretty well. So let me try this other stuff. And it didn't work. And I started thinking something was wrong with me, that maybe I just lucked into these other things. And so now I ended up discouraged. Number three, the third sign of a failing system is that you are disappointed over and over again. You get these string of losses. Look at this crowd. They're not having a good day. Check out this guy right here. I mean, he's trying to hide those tears, but he's having a hard time pulling them back. So when we get discouraged, we get disappointed with loss after loss after loss, it weighs on us. That's when we really start to disappear. Because here's what happens in our mind. Maybe you're not completely like this, but I see it over and over again, is that we see all these success stories and it seems like everybody's successful. Everybody but me. And all of a sudden, the things that I'm trying aren't working, but obviously they're working for everybody else. They've got 5,382 testimonials on that page, and everybody's making a gazillion dollars. And none of them are skilled, and most of them are severely uneducated. And yet they're all making money. And here I am, supposed to be able to put all this together, and I can't. So I'm disappointed, right? And then depleted. I spent a lot of money in my process of getting lost. I didn't just wander around lost. I paid to get lost. That just sounds discouraging right there. So I decided it was a time for review, and you'll probably recognize some of these products, and that's fine. I'm not saying they're good or bad. I'm just saying this is part of my library. So I realized that I'm not the only one that went down the path. So I want to figure out why I failed when trying all of these systems. So I started making an inventory of stuff that I actually had at my house. So there's one of my shelves, and there's some stuff I had in the floor, and there's some more stuff that I had in the floor, and there's another box of stuff, and another box of stuff, DVDs galore, and product launch formula, which is a great thing. But if you're applying it from a money perspective and not a meaning perspective, it doesn't work as well. I can tell you that right now. It does not work as well. And that doesn't even include my digital purchases. Just type in yes if that looked like a lot of purchases. Type in yes if that looked like okay, good. Everybody's going, yeah, it was a lot. I spent a lot of money. So, you think about that from the standpoint of I was putting in the time, the energy, the effort, and I was following the systems. And I thought, why is it working for everybody else, but it's not working for me? I want you to write this word down. Motive. Motive. It's really a law term. What's the reason they created this crime? There's got to be a motive here. There's got to be a reason for this. And so when we look at this, we've got to think about our business and think about our motive. Why are we doing this? Now, usually our quickest answer is to make money. And it's really not a bad answer at all. That is one of the reasons that we do this. But the reason I say it's not our number one reason is because, again, chances are you won't just go and try to find a high-paying job and do something you hate, right? So type in some of the reasons why you're wanting to create the business that you're working on, that you're thinking about, you're dreaming about, or you currently have. I've got one that says to provide for my family. I think that's a great motive. Time freedom. What else? Teach people, fulfill my calling and passion. I love it. To make a difference. A lot of missions that I really want to contribute to guide others to get the same results. Love going to work every day. A reason to be happy and to work. Help others and help myself at the same time. To be able to provide for my family and start preschools in Africa. I love these answers, guys. To be my own boss, to give back so I can retire. Think about this. You think about what Zig Ziglar said so many years ago. You can have everything in life you want. Type in the answer if you know it. You can have everything in life you want. Yep, if you just help enough other people get what they want. Perfect. Good. You can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. I love that phrase. And I think that's a true statement of a mission-minded person. When you've got a mission-focused business, you can help people and you can make money. Ziegler did that. He helped people like crazy and he made money like crazy. So your motive is a key catalyst to your business design. Often we'll say it's the catalyst for motivation. And it is, but it's really the catalyst for your business design. Because if your business design is I want to help people, I want to teach people, I want to help others, I want to help myself, I want to help my family, suddenly your business shifts. Because if your only motive is to make money, if that's your only motive, you think about how you would answer that question differently. My motive is to make money. All right, so what are you going to do? Sell stuff, figure out ways to close people. I mean, that's what all the answers would have been about, guys. If it was about money, it wouldn't have been about people at all. Here's the thing. Let's say you're going to put a bicycle together. They're going to require similar tools, but different instructions. So we're going to use the same tools that money people use. We're going to have checkout systems and websites and email marketing. It's all those tools will be the same, but we have different set of instructions. We apply those tools differently because our motive is different, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? So what we're going to do, our motive is that we place purpose above profit. We still want to profit, but purpose is number one. Secondly, we place meaning over money. Do we still want to make money? Absolutely. We've got to. It's critical for existence. But meaning is first, it's primary, it's our filter that leads to the money. We're more focused on transformation than transactions. Those of you got the email yesterday where I shared that conversation that actually took place. That guy was all about transactions. Let's sell as much as we can, as fast as we can, as hard as we can. And I don't care if anybody ever opens the product or not. See, that's a money mindset and it's transactional. Transformation says, I believe so much in this product. I think that every single person should have it. Now, I know that sometimes we're afraid of seeming overconfident and we're afraid of being arrogant, but we got to believe in our product. I've had people ask me before, Paul, what product do you think is the best public speaking product out there? I'll say mine. I think mine is. I think that anybody that uses my product will be able to create content for their keynote or their presentation or whatever they're doing in a way that even if they're nervous, even if they stutter, even if they freeze up for a moment and look at their notes again, even if they're not funny, that they can share such valuable content that the audience goes, I'm glad I was here. Right. So I feel confident about that. I think you probably heard it in my voice a little bit because I believe more in transformation than simply transactions. And I think that you do too. So out of everything that we've hit so far, what's been the most helpful? What's helped you the most so far? Any aha moment, any awakening, anything that you've needed to be reminded of? Was it my story of discouragement? Was it that you hadn't really thought about making money and an impact at the same time? What are some things that have stuck out so far that have been helpful? Yep, your story really helped. I'd not thought about that before, that, that people could actually be successful and still be drawn into those things. Absolutely. That motive is the key to my business design, purpose versus money. Your story of discouragement. Really, until you started this series, I'd not made a distinction between approaches. Yeah, and I think the most natural approach out there that most of us see is the money approach. And even if it's framed in helpfulness, but we see the money approach more than anything. Piles of books, just a hang in there lesson. Good, good. No judgment. A story of old system failures. I've got those too. Good. Knowing others experience the same obstacles. It's great to know you spent all the money and realize that those were not the answers. Just systems to make money does not always guarantee money. Good. To have a clear motive first, seeing that you bought a lot of shiny object type stuff too. Yeah, we all do. I think that's part of our process, really. And here's the truth. Let me take a quick little sidebar on that. The truth is we learn stuff from all those shiny objects. I have not bought a product that I've returned unless it was so bad. I think I might have returned one thing, but I learned something from all of it. I just didn't apply it correctly, right? I started applying it correctly, and the knowledge that I gained became extremely useful. So, four-stage mission framework, the four-stage mission framework. So I'm going to come to that in just a second. So meaning over money gives us our mission. That's what we're really going to focus on. Meaning over money gives us our mission. So my system was working even while I was experimenting. Why? Because I was mission based. So I was still selling public speaking stuff, and I was still doing extremely well. Our teen life site was making 15,000 a month while I was out messing around with the hype and hope crowd. And so that was kind of the light bulb for me. So I was like, wait a minute, I'm already making money over here with this site. Why am I chasing all this other stuff? That was kind of the wake up call. So let's create a mission based business for you. Info results business for you. So here's what we're going to do. Let me come over here to my little reflector. I need you to draw some stuff out, and you're going to fill in some blanks as we go. All right, so get my little pad set up. Draw you a big box. 3 lines to a cross. Message, market, model, and money. All right, so that should be 3 across and 4 down. Message, market, model, and money. All right, if you've got that drawn, type in yes. If you've got that drawn, type in yes. Hey, Jerry, the app is called Reflector, and I'm using 53 paper. All right, good, because this is about to disappear. I'm going back to the screens, but I'm going to show you where to fill in what. All right, so with your message, this to me, of the mission focus, of the meaning focus, is number one. I think this is where we start. And this has been a big, big shift over the years. Back when I first got started, everybody said, go after your dream. Everybody taught, do what's meaningful. Everybody said, take what you know and turn it into a product and go with it. And then there was this shift. This happened actually in the early 2000s when people started teaching you can't actually make money with something you love. You've got to find out if it's profitable. You can't just go with purpose. You got to find out if it's profitable first. And I agree with that, but we went too far. And people started talking about, I need to find a profitable niche, i.e., let me go find something that's making money and I'm going to enter that market, separate and apart from my meaning or my purpose or my expertise or my experience, etc. People started researching markets looking for gaps. And they said, wow, there's some money to be made over here. Let me tell you what I liken that to. Let's say that you're a mechanic and your whole life you've been a mechanic and you know cars inside and out. And you start doing some research and you find out that the restaurant business is a good business to go into. And you do more and more research and you're more and more convinced, and you've never cooked in your life ever. But you heard that a restaurant's good, and so you go into the restaurant business even though you're a mechanic. Chances of that being successful are tiny. They're tiny because you're in an area that you don't know about. Sure, there are business plans out there. There are franchises that you can buy that'll teach you. But if you had simply gone and opened a mechanic shop, a car shop, you'd probably been all right. Right? So that's where I started. I was a mechanic to begin with. I was in ministry and I was a speaker. And I went and did that and was successful. Then I decided, hey, there's money to be made in like AdSense. And I made a little bit, but then the whole thing came crashing down. So I went from item after item after item trying to make this money in niches that I didn't care about, but I heard were profitable. So if you start with your message, it's going to end up determining your market. So the first box, top left, is cause. It's your cause. It's what you say, listen up to. Let me ask you guys a question. You email readers of mine, how do I sign the end of my emails? I have a statement and then I say, Paul. What is my statement that I say? What is my closing statement, my closing line? Usually ends with an exclamation point. What in the world? Success is not an accident. Success is not an accident. Success is not an accident. Now, those of you who are on my public speaking list, what do I close with that? One already had it. Speak with passion or leave me a note. How come you guys know this message from me? Because it's a cause for me. Anybody who's been with me for any length of time has heard me say success is not an accident a million times, and it's not just a sign off, it's my cause. I've never told anybody it was going to be easy. I never told anybody they weren't going to have to work. Nobody's ever heard that message from me, ever. I've never sent you a message that I saw today. I actually got this in my inbox, and the subject line was click, drag, profit. Yes, it's that simple. You're not going to get that message from me because that's just stupid. All right. So that's not the way it works. All right. So the key is that you've got a cause. Now, your cause is something you'd march about. Your cause is something you get on the mountaintop about and you would shout, even if nobody else is there. You believe in it. It's your message. Here's the mistake that we make is that we go into the marketplace and we start trying to find something we think the marketplace wants to hear. We try to figure out what's going to be cool, or going to be a good angle, or it's going to feel good, or it's going to be accepted. When what we should be doing is making a bold, strong statement of belief and letting people join the cause, join the march who match that. Instead of, I'm going to go out to the marketplace. I'm going to spread this real careful message to make sure nobody's offended and that I can hit as many people as possible, and maybe some of them will buy something. People will buy a lot quicker from a clear message that says, here's my cause, this is what I do, than anything else. I want to be careful with this example because there's a promotion going on right now that I think has some great content. It's in public speaking. The person doing the selling focuses a lot more on performance. I focus on conversation. I think that their techniques are great for performance people. I think my techniques are great for the everyday person who wants to have a conversational style of speaking that highly connects with the audience. All right. So it's two different views. We both have a cause. We both have a message. And we're standing still, allowing people who agree with it to come and be associated. That's totally different than me going out there going, hey, I got to make some money. I'm going to go out there and say some stuff and hopefully somebody will buy something. So you've got to have a cause. So part of your homework is that you've got to write down stuff that you deeply believe about. This is your belief system. It's not simply your value system. It's your belief system in the marketplace. That's important. Mine's success is not an accident. Mine is speak with passion or just leave me a note. That's part of it. It's not my whole message. But if you boil down what I believe about online business, its success is not an accident. And that might not even seem that strong. But to all the people out there who want something for nothing, to all the people out there that want to click, drag, and profit, they don't like my message. They're like, this guy's talking about work I got to get. Content. One clear, concise, connective message shared in your voice. One clear, concise, connective message shared in your voice. Think about my concepts. Think about what I've been sharing. Now think about this. Okay, so the first box at the top left was cause. This one is content. Jerry has a great question I want to answer real quick. Do we answer what we believe overall or just in the workplace? Really just in the market, just the people that you want to help. This is your cause. This is what you're going to share with. This is going to be the attraction factor. How do you confirm your ability to monetize your message if you're getting an ultimatum from someone in your life for a monetary return for all the time and spending on the platform? If you got to prove that you're going to make money, you got to say that this is business. This is an example I've used 1,000 times. Some of you have heard it before. My good buddy that I told you just focused on money, I've got some friends that want to invest with him. One of my buddies said, how much do I need to be to have to be an investor? He said $100,000. And he said, well, what's the first thing I need to know about that? He said, you need to know there's a pretty good chance you're going to lose $100,000. The guy said, I don't have $100,000 to lose. He goes, then don't invest. All right, we're in business. There is no way to guarantee that we make money. That's part of success. It's not an accident. There's no guarantee. I can't guarantee that you're going to make money. I can guarantee that you could probably go out and stand on the side of the road with a sign that says, I'll cut your grass for $20, and somebody will probably stop. But when it comes to online business, I might be able to guarantee that you can put something on Facebook and get some of your friends to buy something. But the reason that we're covering this way, and I know that's kind of a tough answer. I know that's not the answer this morning. But the reason we're covering it this way is that we've got to maximize our opportunities to make this happen. So we've got our calls, and now we've got our content. That's the middle box at the top. When you've got that clear message, now you start writing from a different place. You don't write or share or make videos based on what you hope people want to hear, because you're sharing your message. Not one of the emails I sent this week was I thinking, well, I sure hope they want to hear this. I was just sharing some tough truths about the reality of where business is, about the difference in meaning and money. I wasn't thinking, I've got to be careful with this because some people might unsubscribe. I was thinking, I hope all the money people unsubscribe. I hope all the people who don't care about their market, all the people who just want to make a buck and don't care if anybody opens their products, I hope they all unsubscribe. That's the way that I think. I'm not thinking, how can I keep anybody from unsubscribing? So my content's super easy to write. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to produce content-wise because my message is clear. So when you start with your message, your content becomes so much easier. Look, I got this week. This email, and this was the one about what's your name. This email was absolutely unadulterated fire. So timely, so on point, so delicious. I've never had anybody say that before. This is from Allegra. I'm going to have to frame that up somewhere. Loved it. Must take a couple of these quotes and share on Twitter. Thank you for being you. Have a powerful evening. Are you getting those kind of emails? Some of you may be. I hope you are. And some of you aren't, because you're probably writing, if you're writing at all, you're probably not writing very strong, or you're not writing very concise, or you're not writing very clear, or you're not taking a very bold stance. Now, I don't want you to get all pumped up and get crazy and like fire off an email of about 1 a.m. from a serious sleep deprivation and throw something crazy out there. I'm just saying, share what you believe. Share what you believe. Sometimes share it with heat. Sometimes share it with a smile. Sometimes share it funny. Sometimes share it serious. It doesn't matter. Just share it. Some of you guys, quick sidebar. Some of you guys are in the club level, and I'm going to talk about that some at the end. Invite those of you who may be at a place to receive that, and we'll have a way to determine that at the end. But those of you who are in club level, remind me about the 21 ways to basically, we call it the content twist, how to take really the same message and do one as a rant, one as a fuss, one as a build. I mean, we're using the same content all the way through. Rick, I know you're on here. Make sure you message me with that, bud. And then connection, that's top right. People are looking to see if you're right for them. Most people are silent. Most people are undercover. Most people hide out in the shadows. Most people are not loud. Most people do not email you. Most people are stalkers. So they're reading your emails. They're reading your blog posts. They're reading your Facebook posts, whatever you're putting out there. It's not important. There's no right one. Whatever you're putting out there, they're reading it and they're just trying to see if they connect with you. That's not a formal decision. It's not a conscious decision. We just all do it. We all read something and wonder, wow, is this person like me? Oh yeah, I like that. Ooh, I like that writing style. Oh, I like the way they frame that. And that's what builds connection. And then you've read other stuff from folks and thought, I don't like that at all. So connection. Second, the second phase is market. So you had message, and now we're on market. So we're going to go those 3 boxes. Number 1 is attract. We're going to attract. Now, we still may buy traffic, and we still may do SEO, and we still may do JVs, but we're doing a little bit differently because we're attracting through our message. So that we're putting things in our ads, we're putting things in our post, we're putting things in our squeeze pages, to help filter people to us so that we're not going, I'm for everybody, but we're attracting the people that we're going to best be able to serve. Not necessarily the people we're going to make money off of. Because here's the thing, we're always going to impact and serve more people than will ever buy our products. We'll always impact and serve more people than will ever buy our products. So if I've got 1,000 people on my email list, maybe 100 of those become regular buyers over time. So 100 people become part of the income equation, but 1,000 people are in the impact equation. So part of my job is just to impact people. You know, whether or not you go farther with anything tonight, it doesn't matter. You've been impacted. I think you've been helped already. In fact, you've typed that in, right? I ask you, well, what's been the most helpful so far? And you type that in. So I'm always going to be serving more people, impacting more people, but I want to attract the people that I can impact and serve the best, given my skill set, my background, my experience, my style, because I don't want to compromise the message. I'll have people that'll come in from time to time and, you know, be on the list a little while. And then I mention something about ministry and somebody would be like, Paul, I didn't get on your list to be preached at. Well, I've done something wrong along the way. You got too far in the system to not realize where I'm from. You got too far in. So we've got to make sure that we're attracting people that we're going to be able to help the best. And I know who I can help the best. And so that's what I work on attracting. I can help people the best who know that they're going to have to work for something. I help people the best who don't expect something for nothing. I help people the best who are willing to learn from mistakes and make adjustments. That's who I help the best. So that's who I'm working hard to attract. Then your audience. And this is really more of a speaking term. You kind of need to know the term for your people. You know, they may be subscribers, they may be members. For me, it's often the audience. For my speakers list, it's an audience. And what you want to do is that you want to build up the attention factor with your audience so that they open your emails a lot and they listen to you a lot. Now, over time, it's just going to go down no matter what. People move, people quit being interested or whatever. But for the most part, what we want to do is make sure that our message is so clear that they want to keep listening over and over and over and over again. We become members of other people's audiences. You probably have some favorite authors that you read all the time. Why? Because you're a member of their audience. You've got favorite email newsletters you read all the time. Why? You're a member of their audience. So what we want to do is we want to create the same thing. But again, we're doing it because we're focused on meaning. We've got this cause, we've got this content, we've got this connection that we're using to attract the right people that become part of our audience. Now, our audience is who we're sending offers to. Our audience is who we send free content to, but they're there for us to serve. Now, there's 3 types of audiences I want to hit really, really quick, just to help you categorize your people and be able to serve them a little bit better. Number 1 is the desperate. Now, this is not in any of the boxes, so we didn't switch boxes. We're still in the middle box of market. There's the desperate. These are the people who just like, I got to have something on right now. Something's got to change right this minute. And they're impulse buyers. So you got to be careful with them. They'll just buy anything right off the shelf right now because I got to get some help. Secondly is the determined. This is really where I was after I went back down the road of trying everything under the sun, is I became determined to turn that around. So these are your people who have failed and come back, failed and come back, failed and come back. And they're going to be a great source of encouragement for you. They're going to be a great source for you to help and who are going to be there off and on. And then there's going to be some people who are just dedicated. Listen, if you enter the Ironman, you are dedicated. You don't show up at the Ironman by accident. You don't wake up Ironman morning, and I don't think this could even happen because I think you got to qualify, but let's say you didn't. Nobody wakes up Ironman morning and thinks, I think I can get in it and win it. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks they can train for a week and do the Ironman. Nobody thinks that unless they're like severely psychologically damaged. They don't think that. These folks are dedicated. It's what they do. So let me give you 2 points on this. If you're searching for your message, if you're searching for your market, I want to ask you what you're dedicated to. If you look on my bookshelf, you'll see that I'm dedicated to communication. I'm dedicated to business. I'm dedicated to leadership. I'm dedicated to faith. I'm dedicated to marketing, because you're going to see hundreds of books on that. I've got enough evidence around my house for people to see what I'm dedicated to. Now, I'm a learner. Say yes if you are a learner, that you like to learn, you like to study. All right, I had a bunch of quick yeses come in. Okay, so for you yeses, I would say if somebody came over to your house and looked around, what would they say in the nonfiction arena? What would they say you're dedicated to? You don't have to type that in, but what would they say you're dedicated to? I'd say that's a great place for you to create a cause, a stance, a message, and share that with your market. All right. Had some type it in marketing and business, horses. Yeah. So dedicated. All right. So that's your audience. And then automate. Now, I'm going to give you a little twist on this. It's a little bit different. So you better be writing this down. I believe that you ought to start with automation, but also do some manual. Nobody's doing this, guys. Not that I've seen much. I mean, I say nobody, and that was a wild exaggeration from marketing. But a lot of people aren't doing this. So you automate the entry and you do a little bit of manual relationship building. And most people are not going to take you up on this. But let's say that you got your landing page, you've got your freebie, you've got your giveaway, it matches your cause, you filtered some people out, people like, I really want this. They get your first message automatically, they get your second message automatically. Third message says, hey, this is the third email that you've gotten from me, and I'd really love to hear from you personally. If you'll just click reply and let me know what you would like to get from me the most, or how I can help you the most, I will answer you personally. So we've shifted from automated to manual just for a minute. And there might be 1 in 1,000 that goes nuts and wants to like move next door. But for the most part, people will get that one email and be pumped. They will be pumped. So automate and then manual in some form to connect with them. So that's your market. You're going to attract the right crowd. You're going to build that audience. This is familiar for a lot of us, is our list building. And then we're going to automate it, but we're going to have a little twist of manual in there. And the manual can be email. For my speakers, I do a call. I do what's called a velocity call. And we get on there. I find out about their background, what they want to accomplish in the next 90 days, and what they feel like is holding them back. And then we see where we need to go from there. Super simple. All right, the next line is your model. And some of you have been part of my Core 4 training before, and I cut out the fourth one, which was the hermit, because I just don't even believe in that model. So I'm giving you the 3 again. And if these are new to you, I think this will be some light bulbs to you as well. Number 1 is the teacher. And you may be all 3 of these, or you may lean toward one. Number 1 is the teacher, and that's the left-hand box. With the teacher, you're going to educate, you can give answers, information, equipping, training, classes, instruction. You're going to have your own products. You're going to have affiliate products. But this is your model. You've got your message, you've got your market, and now your model. This is who you are to them. But what I want you to choose is the one of these 3 that you feel connected to the most. And here's why. Because if you're really not a coach, but somebody says you can make $1 gajillion coaching, and you buy it, but you hate coaching, you're not going to make any money because you hate it. So maybe you're a teacher. We'll get to the coach in a second. You like to educate, like to give answers, information, equipping, training, classes, instruction. You create your own products, or you do affiliate products. Secondly is the coach. Training, direction, answers, help, advice, encouragement. Those of you who are in my coaching program know that I do email coaching, but I don't actually email a lot. I don't type out stuff much. Somebody asks me a question, I draw a box around it in like Camtasia or Snagit, and I do a vocal answer. So somebody says, Paul, what do you think my first autoresponder message should be? And I'll say, well, Rick, here's what I really think you ought to do is right out of the gate, because your background, your expertise, your time, your energy, your effort in nonprofit and fundraising, I think you need to start right out with being part of this newsletter is one of the best decisions you've made for your nonprofit, because in the last 2 years, I was able to raise X million dollars, and I can't wait to share that expertise with you. And so I'm done, right? So I coach that way. If somebody said, Paul, I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million by coaching 5 hours a day on the telephone. Nope, that's not going to happen. Because even though I'm a coach, I'm not going to be able to quite deal with that format, right? So when you're creating your business, I'm encouraging you, against almost everything that you've heard, to build it from other people, to build it based on you, on your strengths, what you like to do. Somebody will say, well, this market only wants to read ebooks. But if you hate typing, I'd still do an audio, or I'd still do video. It's your decision. It's your business. You want to function in the way that's easiest for you. You want to make your deliverables so easy for you. You never want to get trapped delivering anything that you're not liking. Like, why in the world did I offer this program? This is ridiculous. You never want to feel that. So you've got training, direction, answers, help, advice, and encouragement. You've got high-end pricing here. You could do one-to-one. You could do group coaching. You can even sell affiliate products on the back end as you're helping your clients reach a certain level. So teacher, coach, and then reporter. You may feel like, you know what, I don't really want to coach. I don't want to be a teacher. I really want to focus on affiliate products. And I just want to get to know my people. I want to make recommendations. A reporter makes recommendations. So you share news, reviews, what's coming, social scene, facts, stuff that's going on. And then along the way, you say, hey, I don't know if you saw on the news today, but X, Y, and Z is really hot because the new season of the Biggest Loser is coming out. And so you may have seen this new energy drink. Well, I tried it. I found out it's pretty cool. Here's my write-up on it. And if you want to get it too, boom, it's affiliate link. So you're a reporter. You don't have to worry about expertise, authority, any of that mess that's being lauded today as essential. You're just simply reporting stuff. We read people from reporters all the time, and we never ask their background. We never research them. We never find out how many Facebook friends they've got or how many Twitter followers they have. They're just reporting stuff. We read it. If we like it, we keep reading. And if we don't, we move on. All right. So with the model, the left was teacher, the middle block was coach, and the right block was reporter. Left teacher, middle coach, right reporter. Type in what you think you are. And if you're just a hybrid, just type in hybrid. It's no big deal. I'm a hybrid. If you feel like you lean more toward one, type that in. Got reporter, teacher, hybrid, coach, teacher, hybrid, teacher, coach, teacher, coach. Good. I love that. Teacher, reporter, teacher, coach, hybrid, coach. Excellent. Good stuff, guys. Love it. Good stuff. Okay, so for those of you who are in club level, go, and if you haven't already done this, make sure that you go in and do the model intensive. It covers the coach, the teacher, the reporter in depth. You've got your worksheets there. Go through that training. You should have already done that by now, but if you haven't, make sure you log in and grab it. And then finally, money. What? Am I talking about money last? Am I not talking about money first? What's wrong with me? Am I really in marketing? Yes, I am. I'm on a webinar talking about making money last. Unbelievable. All right, so here's how we do it that aligns with the things earlier. If you're a teacher, you're going to probably make products. That's how we make money. We create products. So this is it. We decide to package something. Let me give you a little hint. Don't package everything. You go to college over 4 years, or if you're like me, and I hate to brag, I was able to cram 4 years of college into 11. Most people can't do that, but I pulled it off right here in Alabama. So your products are what you're going to create. And this is what you sell. It's how you make money. You package your cause. You package your message. You take it to your market. You deliver it through your model. So you create that product and you create it the way that you like to. I create a lot of products that have videos. People are always saying, you need to make sure that you put PDFs with that. Why? Because people have different learning styles. I know, but I'm attracting more of the video crowd than anything. I'll do a lot more writing now than I ever have. But you're going to create products, and that could be an ebook. It could be a 4-week course. It could be anything. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You get to make that creation. What I wouldn't do is I wouldn't try to do a 4-year course in, like a weekend. I would solve one problem that your market has with each product. If you're a coach, what you're really selling is proximity. I mean, you're selling your knowledge, you're selling your expertise, your insight, etc. But you're really selling, you're going to get closer to me than with a product. If you buy the ebook, you get to learn from me from a distance. But if you buy me, you get to learn from me together, one-on-one. We've taken the barrier out of the way. Now, even with coaching, there's different levels of proximity. There's obviously email coaching. There is phone coaching. There's webinar coaching. There's in-person coaching. So there's even depths to proximity. So that's the middle block of money in that lower quadrant. Left was products. The middle is proximity. And if you're a reporter, you're just going to point. Just point people to stuff. Yeah, it's research. Yeah, it's products you've used. And if you've not used them, you just say, I hadn't used it. I thought this looked cool. Check it out. Report back. Put your people in charge of doing the reviews. Let your people turn in reviews to you and do your writing, but they're your affiliate links in there. That's not negative. So message, cause, content, connection, market, attract, audience, automate, model, teacher, coach, reporter, money, products, proximity, and point. If you need more ideas on how to make money, here you go. Affiliate marketing, ebooks, special reports, coaching, webinars, e-classes, teleseminars, licensing, paid newsletter, affiliate program, audio training, blogging, membership site, FTM membership, fixed term memberships, what that is, workshops, 4-week courses, mentorships, mastermind meetings, VIP days, advertising, micro coaching. Look at that. Now, don't write all that list down. Don't do it. Some of you scribbling. Stop it. Some of those you've got no intention of doing. I want you to circle 3. Circle 3 of those that you would like to do, or just write them down. Just write down 3. If you're going to do affiliate marketing, write down affiliate marketing. If you can envision yourself doing mastermind meetings, write down mastermind meetings. Shelly said I snapped a pic. Fine, Shelly. Stick with 3. And then with those 3, circle the one that you want to do the most. Circle the one that you want to do the most. Now, the great thing for those of you who are coaches, if you've got any list at all, you can offer a coaching program today. You could send something out, tonight and say, hey, you can get on the phone with me for X amount. You can get my insight by email for X amount. It's super easy to offer. Shelly said, yes, sir. Following instructions. I love it. All right, so circle 3 and then choose 1 and type in the one that you are liking the most. Just type in the one that you're the most attracted to. And if you don't know what some of those are, it doesn't matter. Go with what you know before you start exploring all the mysteries. Type in one that you are attracted to the most. All right. Ebooks, micro coaching, podcasting. Oh, good. There's a lot of diversity. Niche sites, 4 to 8 week course, webinars, coaching, blogging, membership site, webinars, membership site with coaching options, teaching how to, advertising, workshops, webinars, web development, workshops, VIP days, teleseminars. Good stuff, guys. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so I'm moving off this page. What's been the most helpful so far out of everything that we've covered? What's been most helpful, or what's been most helpful from that last section? Does that framework help you at all? Does that give you a clearer picture? What stands out to you? Did the model help you most? Did the message help you most? Did the money help you most? Type those in. I said, yes, the framework was very helpful. Model, I've got model that came in. The framework overall, excellent. Message and model, framework. Framework is model, good. I help people who, and using the verbiage there, good. Make your product delivery model easy for you and let the audience come to you around it. Yes, absolutely. Model, I'm a coach first, then I teach. Seeing the whole framework and how to organize my content, I'm ready to launch January 2015. 8-week signature course, I love it. Message needs to be the center of everything else. Good, message. Matrix has given me the clearest picture ever on how to move forward. The whole idea of choosing something according to who you are. The idea of finding your cause in the marketplace. Only do what fits your gifts and talents. Good, good, guys. Love that so much. So the message is what you'll improve. Your market is who you'll improve. Your model is how you'll deliver. And the money is why you'll get paid. I firmly believe that we should deserve to get paid, that we should earn our pay. I don't think that we should just, obviously you don't either, should just market something in order to help, in order to make a buck. So your message is what you'll improve. What are you going to do? What are you changing? I'm improving by saying success is not an accident. I'm shifting the mindset of laziness, something for nothing, to a work mode. And obviously, I show the steps to do that. Market, who you'll improve. We talked about that earlier from my standpoint. Model, how you deliver. I love being a teacher and coach. Money, why you'll get paid. I'm delivering products and coaching programs, etc. And you are as well, or are going to. So here's my question, and then I'm going to move into a framework to help you decide if you want to go to the next step or not. Is this a now thing or a later thing? Is this something you're wanting to work on right now, or has this been the kind of thing that you're thinking, I'm going to do this a little bit later. I don't have time to work on this framework right now. I'm going to put it off a little bit. Just type in now or later. And you can be honest. If it's later, nobody's getting kicked off. I won't be like, boom. All right. So we got now, 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 later, now, 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 later, now, 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 a little later, now, 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 now. Okay, good, 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 good. Y'all can keep typing those in. I'm done. I'm done with those. Good. All right. So here's the big shift. The big shift. That whether it's now or later, it's got to take place. We've got to move from information to implementation. I think most of us have probably already learned enough or have the products to teach us how to do something or have access to Google if we need to figure out how to put our site up or how to work with an autoresponder. It's all on Google. We all know as far as what we should probably be sharing. Maybe we need some help with the outline. Maybe we need some help with some structure. Maybe we need some help with some delivery points. But for the most part, we know what we're supposed to be doing. It's not that the confusion is that. The confusion is, what should I do first? And how am I going to implement this? We probably know enough. Let's move from information to implementation. Even tonight, I've given you a lot of information. Why did I ask you over and over again what's been helpful so far, or write this down, or what's your message, or which one of these models are you? When you made the selection, you implemented. If I just shared and you went away with notes, it would still been okay, but it wouldn't have been good enough. Because I guarantee you've attended a bunch of webinars, a bunch of training, took a bunch of notes, but never actually made a decision. Tonight, you've made some decisions. And that's really step one. So you've made some decisions and you're implementing, right? So yeah, you've gotten to take action. So where do we go from here? I'm gonna draw something that is not going to be inclusive of everyone. That's not always cool. People aren't always excited about that. But we're gonna find out where you are, where you feel like you fit, and where you need to go from here. Those of you who are like, hey, I'm just gonna do something later. If you don't want to stay, it's no big deal. My feelings won't be hurt at all. So if you're like, hey, I don't have time to take this any farther, I appreciate the information, I got to head out. No problem. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm about as least sensitive individual as you'll find. For those of you who want to stay and want to see how to take it farther, where we go from here, etc., then here's what we're going to do. Make sure you got a blank sheet of paper. I'd love for you to draw this out with me. So let's look at the top first. Let's just call this mission. Put meaning over on the left side. Put money over on the right side. Yeah, y'all didn't know y'all was coming to art class. Get my little blue snow caps going here. A little mountain. And draw you a line in the middle. And then another one and one more. And then a line right there. So you should have 4 lines in the middle of your mountain. At the very bottom, I want you to write startup. Next is survival, stability, success, and significance. So it's kind of the way that we move in our business often. We all have to start at startup. It's just where we begin. And then you get through this tough period where we're just trying to survive and make it work. Then we get stable, then we get success, then we finally get significance. Now on the meaning side, this is the way this kind of looks with our time. As we climb the mountain, we end up being able to dedicate more and more time to our mission. And the more time we can dedicate, obviously, the more impact we can have if we're following the framework. If we're not following the framework, we just waste time. We don't want to waste time. So startup is usually spare time. It's usually spare time. Survival is usually part-time. Stability is usually full-time. Success, I like to call this showtime. And then significance is free time. It's when we are really able to blow it out because we've reached the income level that we really need to get to. So spare time, part-time, full-time, showtime, free time. And each one of those are really bigger and bigger levels of influence. If you're in startup and you don't have a site, it's hard to have any influence, right? If you're in survival, you're having some influence, but you're still trying to gain that traction, gain that ground. In stability, you're starting to have some really good influence and meaning in your market. At Showtime, you've got people who are interacting heavily with you. They become your evangelists. They become your defenders. And then at free time, people are just telling other people about you like crazy. It's just off the charts. It's just a totally different level. And it's a high level, guys. It's super high. So let's look over on the money side. With startup and even up to survival, you're not making any money. Survival to stability, for the most part, and this may seem high to some of you, but it's really that $1, making that $1 up to like 5,000 a month. You're kind of in survival. And I'm really talking American numbers right now. Sorry for you guys who are outside of the U.S. But in the U.S., 5,000 a month is almost needed to pay bills. And some of you who are super frugal, you'll be going like that's crazy. And some of you are like, $5,000 a month would be changing my life. But online, if you're using any kind of help, if you're trying to do anything yourself, if you've got overhead, if you're paying for hosting, you're paying for autoresponder, you're paying for your checkout system, you're paying for your coach, you're paying for products. See, 5K is gross. So at the 5K level, you're still in survival mode because you've still got all your expenses, right? Stability usually happens between the 5K and the 10K. You start really getting stable. You feel secure. You got some breathing room. You're feeling all right. You feel like you're going to make it. Success is between 10 and 20. Almost everybody that I talk to really would love to get to that level. Now, a lot will say, I love 10K. I'd love to get to 10K. But that 20K is where people I've found really find that magic. They find that flow. It starts getting a little bit crazy. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. If you can hear me, type in yes. Okay, lost sound. All right, should be back. Type yes if you can hear me again. Cool. That was not a marketing trick. All right, so I just fell off the grid there for a minute. Fell off the mountain at the top. So 20K is where people really start to breathe. And then 40K plus a month, and some of you may just be thinking that's astronomical, but that's when you really find significance and everything's super easy. And that's where free time really takes place, because you're really able to do that dream of anything you want to do, whenever you want to do, etc. And so we climb this mountain in our mission. We're focused on money, on meaning, and we're focused on money to bring this mission together. So let me give you some levels here. 3 levels. And if you're at startup, I'm going to call that base camp. So this is base camp on the mountain. Part-time, full-time, survival stability, 10K, 5K to 10K. We're going to call this trek. This is where we are climbing the mountain. Climbing the mountain. And then up here, we're really at the summit. We've climbed up. We're doing pretty well. We feel pretty solid, right? So base camp, trek, and summit. If you're at base camp, if you are at startup, here's what I want you to do. If you want to go further, there's no pressure at all. But I want you to email me, paul@paulbevans.com, and just in the subject line, just say base camp. Because you're at startup, not making any money, don't have your site up. And when I say not making any money, I'm not talking about monthly. I mean, you've never made one single dollar. You've not made a single dollar. Don't have your website up, wandering around. As some of you are working on some good stuff, but you've made money in the past, but you're not clear. So really, you're in survival or stability. But Basecamp, email me, paul@paulbevans.com. If you are here or here, and you want to take this a little bit farther, you want to move up, then I would love for you to be part of what I call club level. I've mentioned it a couple of times today, and I've actually got some club level members in here as well. And I want to show you how that works, give you the information about it, and then you decide what you want to do next. So here's what club level looks like. What we would do to begin with is that we'd have a club level mission session where we're going to get on the phone, we're going to talk one-on-one, we're going to get crystal clear about, what your process is, what you need to do. We're going to discover the number one thing that's stopping you. And we're going to bust through that barrier. We're going to take the 4M action plan. We're going to take this framework. We're going to work through it for you so that you're crystal clear on every single box. Because I want you to be confident, excited, and inspired. And you see the little sheet there at the bottom of the image, the capsule, the constraints, such. That's what we're going to work through. So we'll get on the phone. We'll actually work through that. So that's the initial start to club level. Here's what makes club level different and why I'm excited about it. I've got just a handful of members right now. I think I'm not going to tell you, hey, you're about to join this massive group where you're going to get lost. There's about 18 of us right now. It's a peer group. The reason I circled those areas of the mountain is that everybody in club level is making some money. Some are making a little bit, some are making a lot, but it's a peer group. And the reason I believe that's important is that if you go into the average forum or you go into the average Facebook group and you ask a question, you get answers back from people who have not done that thing. So I've always thought that was odd when I'd be in a forum and somebody would say, hey, what's the best way to grow my list? And a person who didn't have a list would give an answer. That doesn't make sense to me. I think that if we're making money, we should work with people who are making money. And so everybody in club level makes money. Different levels, but everybody makes money. I think that provides the best answers. So that's a Facebook group that you pop into. You can ask your questions. I post what I'm working on. Like all this stuff that I've been doing with $1 Million Keynote, I've been posting that in the club level group, and people are getting to see my processes, what goes through my mind, what I'm working on, what I do, etc. You also get personal coaching, and I'll hit this detail a little bit more in just a second, but I do a velocity call when you need those, usually about once a month. They're brief, they're fast, they're only 15 minutes, but you come to me with an issue and we knock it out. You can also ask questions in the forum, and I answer in there all the time. Well, not the forum, but the Facebook group. Purposed training. I host live training twice a month, actually 3 times a month. One time is actual training on a framework to help you go farther, faster. It comes with a worksheet and implementation process. We don't do any of this talking business and learning only business. We take the information, we implement it. So I do purpose training. Then I do an implementation hour where you bring me what you're working on. If you've got emails that you're working on, if you've got a web page that you're working on, if you've got a landing page that you're working on, if you got a product that you're working on, you hand that over to me and I assess that live and say, here's what you need to do, here's what I'd change, etc. And then you go and do it. And then the third thing is a Q&A call once a month. I already do this in nichology, and you get nichology as part of this program. So I do that call once a month, and you're invited to that call as well. So the club level, you get daily coaching from me in the Facebook group. You get to ask questions. You also answer the questions of others. Paul's palette. So I share what I'm doing. I mentioned that already. Authority video flow is what we just did in our lab. Learn, act, bank. Implementation, the hour that we do each month where I assess what you've got going on and we make changes. Velocity call, we get one-on-one for 15 minutes at a time, super tight and fast-paced. And I guarantee you that 15 is loaded. It'll be plenty for you to go and take action. Then you get access to the Nichology Club level members area where I store everything that we've worked on and what we're working through. You get access to Nichology, which includes the Profit Academy, the Q&A Live, and PLR if you want to use some of that content and twist it to your advantage. And then when you join, I welcome you. I'll post you in the Facebook group. Ann Perez is one of our latest members. So she gets the little NCL logo and a little message in the Facebook group says, hey, let's welcome Ann. And everybody comes and welcomes Ann. She gets to be involved. I get to be involved. Everybody else as well. And we just have a blast growing together. So if you're looking for a peer community, if you're looking for purpose training, if you're looking for that connection with those who are going to be able to help you, this could be the place for you. If you go to nichologyclublevel.com and check it out, it'll give you all the details. It's $97 to get started. It's $97 a month. I do require a 1-year commitment, and then it's month to month after that. For what you cover, I think it's extremely low price, but I know as well, a lot of people like to do, hey, can I do a month? And then that's it. Nope, we got to make a commitment. We're making a commitment, not just to you, you're making a commitment to the entire community. There's 3 aspects that we focus on. Number 1 is content, and that's the purpose. Number 2 is community, and that's the Facebook group. And number 3 is the coaching, which I supply and your fellow members supply, but you get to have personal coaching from me as well. All right, so we've covered a ton of information tonight. If you've got any questions about anything that we've covered, any questions about the club level, ask those right now. And like if you sign up with club level tonight, then I'll be hitting that. And you'll be welcoming you into the group either late tonight or early in the morning and be rocking and rolling. Here's a great question. What if things I know are natural, like sports, working out, I like to do, but do not talk about? And what if I love and super curious about marketing, psychology, internet business, but haven't done those, but I know a lot of things to do because of my curiosity to learn? Then I think you're a reporter. Just report it. Go and study marketing, study psychology, study internet business. Say, this is what I've studied, and then here's what I've tried. Here's the result. So I'd be a reporter. And what's going to happen is you're going to move from a reporter to being a teacher based on your experience. And I can guarantee you that people are going to start asking you, how is it that you do what you do? And then you become a coach. So start as a reporter. Be awesome. No, Shelly. It's not 1 year up front. It's $97 a month. So it's $97 a month for over the course of a year. And then you can quit anytime. Probably shouldn't even use that word. It sounds so negative. You can decline anytime after that. After that, it's month to month. So $97 a month for each month for a year, and then $97 a month after that. You're welcome. Good. Any other questions, guys? Man, thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Any other questions about anything? Would love for you to become part of the club level. I know that when I threw out, the different areas here, it makes some people nervous, because if you're like in that survival mode, you may be thinking, well, I don't know. I think it'd be a great place for you to be able to take the knowledge that you already have, the steps you've already taken, and just, put those in some accelerant and get some peer feedback, get my feedback as well to help you accelerate that. Again, if you're in startup, just email me. Say, Paul at paulbevans.com, and say, hey, I'm at Basecamp. I'm at startup. Here's what I've got going on. How can you help? And I'll be glad to point you in a direction, or if I feel like I'm the person for you and you feel that way, we may work out something along the lines a little bit differently. And I would love to move you into the club level as quickly as possible. That would be a goal for me, is to make you some money quick so you can move into club level. That'd be super fun. All right, thanks for sharing so much. Not ready for, I'm startup, not ready for club yet, but I'll get there soon. I love it. It's for any business. Great question. Is this for any business or just internet related businesses? It's really for any business. And actually, my background is really offline business. I owned a gym at age 21. I've owned several restaurants. I've owned a mergers and acquisitions company. So I can definitely help you with that as well. I'm not sure. Question is, when is Nichology going to open up again? I'm not sure where I'm going to open it. Right now, I'm focusing on club level and including Nichology in that. Where do you go to sign up? Nicheologyclublevel.com. Nicheologyclublevel.com. Jerry says, thanks. It's great. Look forward to seeing you at MDK. Can't wait. Can't wait to see you, Jerry. Awesome. Nicheologyclublevel.com. There it is right there. I think I've got it. Yeah. Nicheologyclublevel.com to sign up. I'm glad you asked it that way because I was assuming that just that .com would be pretty evident, but that's dead on. And that's typical for me. So nicheologyclublevel.com, sign up, and we'll just get rocking and rolling. I'd love to welcome you to the club. We're just having a good time. It's pretty light. At times, we joke around a pretty good bit as well. So it's not all business. It is a good community. And I really think that you would enjoy the people who are already in it. I know they would enjoy you as well. Anytime we can get together with that like-mindedness of meaning and money combined for our mission, I think that we're going to do extremely well. All right. I will send you an email. I'm at base camp, and I know you'll be able to help me move into survival. Awesome. Good. I'd love to help you. Absolutely email me. I'm excited about that. I love this. Here's my cause sign off. With purpose, everyone profits. Love it. Super good. Already implementing. Already got a win. I love it. Good stuff, guys. Anything else that you guys want to cover? And I believe that in GoToWebinar, I will know who actually attended. So you get an email from me. And what I'm going to do is probably set up the replay if you want to go through it again. Since you guys were actually here, then I will definitely get you the replay. If you're in club level, I'm going to put the replay in there. You won't have to worry about it. But if you'll email me for the replay, just email Paul at Paul B. Evans, put replay in the subject line. Paul at Paul B. Evans, put replay in the subject line if you want that. That'll make it a little bit easier because the timing on that after the webinar email, I'm not always sure when that goes out. Any other questions tonight? Yeah, all you do is email with Basecamp in the subject line, nothing else. Yeah, you don't have to email anything else with that. Cool. Awesome. Hey, it's a great question. I feel that my mission is to help people understand and apply the Bible. Would NCL be good for that? Yeah, I think so. I think that probably, I would say 25% at least are believers, maybe even more. I'm not sure. I should ask that, shouldn't I? Poll people in club level and it runs some folks off. But and obviously I am. And so I can help you do that because I run a Bible-based business with teenlifeministries.com. So I'd love to help you in there. It'd be great. There's no particular niche that you've got to be in order to be in club level. So if you want to join and be part of that, I definitely know that it would be super helpful for you. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. That's great. I'd like to listen again. Club level. Oh, great question. Kelly asked this. I'd love to go listen to it again. Is club level always this price? It is for the foreseeable future. When it gets to the point of a certain number of members yet to be determined, and I feel like, man, we got a really good flow here. We want to make sure that we keep this level going at an outstanding rate. I may double it. If I was to say that I have any pricing structures in the future, what I'm thinking about is I'm thinking 97 where it is right now, then probably 197. And then after that, it'll jump to 497. And I'm sure that's a good ways off. But I'm part of a program right now that I pay way more than that a month. So I've got no fear at all about raising it to 500. If it was 500 right now, I wouldn't feel guilty a lick. I tried to make it what I felt like was really good for those who are in survival mode and moving into stability mode as well. And so I feel like 97 a month is super fair for that. But I feel like 500 a month is an easy winner as well. But great question, but nothing soon. You won't be getting an email next week that's like, hey guys, your last chance. Jeff says, yes, a believer. I'm joining club level. Come on, Jeff. Welcome. Awesome. Good, guys. Anything else as we close out? I really appreciate your interaction tonight. I really appreciate you asking questions. I appreciate you being involved. I'm probably going to take some of the comments that came in and use those for future broadcasts so that people will be able to see that it can really be helpful for them. So I really appreciate all the positive feedback as well. Anything else? What if one is in several niches? I've got about half a dozen or so that are interconnected except for two. There's nothing wrong with that if you can keep it straight. I'm in three niches. I'm obviously in the online business niche or the business niche, which is club level, right? I'm in public speaking and professional training. So that's another niche. And I'm also in youth ministry. That's another niche. So I'm in three. So not in a half dozen anymore, but I'm in three. So, if you want clarity, we can help you get clarity. But there's nothing wrong with being in several niches at all. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much again for coming out tonight. And I will get the replay out to those who requested it, to those who are in base camp that asked a question. I will be responding probably tomorrow. For those of you who joined club level tonight, I will be working on some little graphics to welcome you there as well. And just so appreciative you're part of this. And thank you so much. Just continue to do great work. Continue to work with meaning to have that impact. And there's nothing wrong with creating income from that. I believe in high level of profits. I believe in making money, but I believe in making money by doing good. And I know that you do as well. Well, as always, success is not an accident. Be blessed.